And then I got an email this morning that this person's not able to attend, so nobody else has responded to me. So.
Okay. This is a breakfast that was hosted by Councilor Burton regarding, the topic was veterans, and that he suggested that we invite veterans, whether they're on active duty or that are employees of the county, would attend this breakfast with the governor, I believe, and show some appreciation to the veterans. So we did put it out to all departments to see if there were any veterans that would be interested in going, and as Robin reported, one said they would, and now they can't. So at least our effort was made to recognize some of the veterans that are employees of our county.
And just for information for the public, that breakfast will be held on a Wednesday in the morning, which means it's Wednesday the 13th of April, which means that our meeting here will not be at 8 o'clock or 8:15 that morning. We were looking at what, 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock meeting here on Wednesday the 13th of April versus starting at 8:30 or 8:15.
1 o'clock?
Yes. 1 o'clock. And make sure that gets posted on our website, please.
Which brings me to my next.
Okay.
There's a meeting coming up regarding, hang on, let me find it. It's Carleen Ferrier.
With the Carroll County.
Yeah, at the Carroll County Administration Building,
April 1st.
yeah, with RSVP by March 25th, yeah, April 1st. The question came up, are we going to be posting these things on our website? Are we posting meetings for other people? We had a discussion at one point on where are we going to draw the line of what we're posting as meetings. So this has not been posted, so I need to know if we're going to be doing that or not.
We have New Hampshire Association meeting.
Yeah, we won't.
We wouldn't be here.
We wouldn't be here on the 1st because it's a Friday, right?
Right, but yeah, the email I got was a question whether it was posted on the website or not from your office. And because your involvement in it, are we posting this type of information on the site?
I'm on the board of directors of that group, and the Sheriff's Department is heavily involved in that group. And that group also has telephone capabilities in this building. Should a disaster take place, this would then be the headquarters for communications and assistance to any and all towns that could be affected. And this is sort of a mock procedure in finding out how the system would work should a disaster happen. And so this room would be involved, the Sheriff's Department would be heavily involved. There are 3 people that could call this organization together. One is the director of the organization. The second would be the president of the board of directors, and I'm third on the list. Should the other 2 not be available, then I would have the authority to call the so-called maze together and get things working. Should a natural disaster or some other kind of a issue come up that would affect public health. I guess with that said, unless there are some objections, I think we should probably post that on our website, since we are heavily involved in that group.
I had a request from B&A Hospice, Central New Hampshire, B&A Hospice. They're putting together seminars in the region to talk about hospice care. What they're looking for is a location. They're looking for space to provide this meeting, to be able to talk to.
And what time?
Yeah, was it the same?
No.
Okay. So they're just looking for a central location. They're doing one in Wolfboro. I don't have the date here. They're offering opportunity to the community to come and meet the hospice team, ask questions. So, you know, they're hoping, being close to the nursing home, that they might get some family members from the nursing home, et cetera, and from the community. So I just wanted permission, if it's okay for them to use this room
Yeah, sure.
at some point on the days that.
As long as, not on a Wednesday,
Right.
and then after April 1st, the delegation shouldn't be meeting.
Okay.
So, is there any objection?
When is it scheduled for?
We haven't scheduled it, because
The delegation was talking about having some meetings during the year, quarterly meetings, so just double check on the dates.
okay. Yeah, I will check the calendar.
Just keep them on one, or just not a Monday.
Yeah, okay. Right, so it's okay to.
Yeah.
I just wanted to update Henry and Commissioner Kenny. The insurance quote is out to underwriting at local government. They're the only ones that responded to our request. So they had a question for me, which I had sent the information. So we should have something hopefully by next week as far as reduced rates for insurance. But they're the only ones that responded.
Right. And then the other information we got at those meetings is, I mean, it's one thing that was brought up, but it was never particularly deeply discussed because we were looking for what we wanted to put forward. But it is the fact that, well, we've come up with a great idea, but to try to get the workforce that you're putting any plan towards, whether it's county government or business or whatever, it takes time to educate. You can't just throw this on the table and expect them to, jump right on it. Because the one thing we were sort of told by representatives from both units is we're happy with what we've got. They're not the ones putting forward this effort to change the policy. So if we get this great idea and we look at it and say, well, there's a lot of savings and it still is coverage, acceptable coverage, you're still looking at about a year and a half before you can really, before I put it up to a vote for union members, because it's one that would understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we did have some other options for our non-union. I mean, it is, the coverage is still excellent coverage, you know, if we looked at.
Or even the slight shifts in just what they were talking about with the medication and the prescription stuff, those different changes made in there. I mean, that might be easier to get across, but the place where we actually saw where we could actually diminish the cost of coverage, that's a fairly major shift in policy type.
So that.
Yeah, I want to say something. Robin, you're doing a good job on the non-public minutes. I read them all. The only other thing what I want to add is you called us at our first meeting, if you can say commissioners.
Sure.
Okay. Anything else, Russ?
I do have non-public regarding legal.
Okay. I've been praising a lot of supervisors today, and I would like to thank you for, and appreciate all the work that you do, because you save us a lot of funding from the taxpayers. You're our person that have credibility with our employees, that they come to you with any complaints. You make some changes as to satisfy some of those complaints or not satisfy them, depending on what the situation is. And I really appreciate all the work that you do for Carroll County and the taxpayers in Carroll County.
Amen.
Which goes unnoticed, because a lot of things that you deal with that are private concerns between some of our employees and yourself regarding maybe some policies, or some grievances that may take place. So fortunately, I would say that we've had less grievances here within the last 6 months or so. So I think you're doing a good job. Thank you very much.
Which brings me to one other thing. We talked, I sent you the electronic communication policy.
Yes.
Yes.
Are we?
Do you, any comments regarding that? I read through it.
I read through it, I made a couple
Yeah.
of grammatical changes.
I just want to know, did you run into the county attorney, if he had a chance to throw in?
I believe I sent it, I should have double check.
Oh, okay.
And for the general public, what are we talking about?
It's a policy on electronic communications, so
With the media?
with the media, use of the computer, emails, website, et cetera. Cybertron was involved in crafting the policy. We have policies for the jail, for the nursing home. This would be in the administration building.
Why is it not public?
We're
That's not-
no, this is not
That
public.
is something else.
They were just explaining what she was talking about.
Oh, okay.
They were clarifying if you were right.
I'm taking notes, this is the wrong note.
Legal contracts was not public.
Basically, we don't want employees using,
Misusing.
Social.
misusing our communication system.
Well, I don't have a
on the
problem
work
with it, I
time.
just thought you were going into non.
Oh, no.
No, not
I-
regarding that, no.
I had sent it for review, so I need to make the corrections, and then we can sign off on it this week.
Okay. All right, we'll open it up for general public then. Go ahead, Mr. Batson.
Robin, are you the one drawing up the job description for the captain?
No.
The sheriff,
Well, he's shaking his, yes.
the
and you're
sheriff
saying no.
draws it up, but she gets it.
Okay.
She's responsible for all job descriptions on the complex.
So you're not drawing it up?
No, I use a specific format that I have given to the sheriff as the county format, but usually the department heads are the ones that develop the actual job description for their folks, and then I get a copy of those to keep. But I have not received anything.
So, I guess my question is, the sheriff will be drawing up the job description for that position versus human resources, or whatever your
Yes.
gentleman.
They know more about the position than she would, but she makes sure that it goes with the policies that we have that's
Well,
countywide.
that's what I was gonna ask. The next question was, does that mean you're completely eliminated from the process? Or do you sit down and go over and say, Sheriff, this doesn't meet our requirements or the law here, or?
I'm not
So-
eliminated from the process.
Oh, okay.
He sends me, what he does is he'll draft it up, like we've done the dispatch center. He drafts it up, and I'll review it with him and, discuss the position with him and make modifications if necessary, but I have not received anything from them.
You
Well,
did receive go ahead.
Further question?
Yeah.
If nothing's been received, and that is one of the hangups for the budget, do you plan to get it and go over it before we meet next month? And that is a
Just
hangup.
silent.
That's one of the hangups in the budgeting process.
Apparently, the subcommittee chairman has received some kind of a position description, my understanding.
Well, it certainly didn't come out here Monday.
No, the subcommittee chairman wasn't here. But there are other people on that committee, like Representative McConkey and Representative McCarthy.
He's the one that's been complaining the most that he hasn't seen one. He sat here telling me Monday that he hadn't seen one.
I guess that needs to be addressed with the sheriff on Monday or Tuesday.
Well, we don't have time to address it on Monday. I mean, we can address it, but we're not gonna be able to fix the problem if we gotta have the budget in by the 30th of March. And I think
Maybe these
the
subcommittees should-
commissioners ought to do something.